See, the sodium bisulfate is much better. I used to use liquid sulfuric acid, and the wife always complained because I had holes in my shirt and pants. Now you use sodium bisulfate, and it's granular like sugar or salt, and you can handle it and all that stuff. You see, and you don't get holes eaten in your hands and stuff.
Right.
But mix it in the water, and the whole pH nosedives.
Yeah. Hey, plant friends. They say save the best for last. I say hell indeed. I had the privilege to visit America's cactus icon and master grower Elton Roberts in his home at Ripon, California. So join me as we tour his greenhouse. Does this person look familiar to you guys?
See if anybody's home.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, this is Jello. This is Elton.
Hello, sir. Hi, Sir Elton. I have my family here as well from San Jose. So I'm the one from the Philippines.
That's my Peter. My wife Michelle. My mother Alma.
How long have you been doing this, sir?
Sir? Sir?
So how do you want me to call you?
Elton.
Elton.
How long have I been? I've been growing cactus for about 60 years.
Wow, 6 decades.
Something like that.
You started right here at Escalon, or?
No. Southern California.
Southern California.
Used to go out to the desert all the time, the Enzabrego Desert down there.
Okay, yeah. And you've collected all of this throughout the years, 6 decades. I guess you have like 6 greenhouses here. So.
You buy them.
Okay,
You don't go out and dig them up, otherwise you spend time behind these iron things.
Oh yeah.
stick
So
up
it's
and
illegal
down,
to do that, right?
And then they bring you food that you don't want.
And we don't want that to happen. So this is your sale area?
Yep.
Okay.
Or sales plants, put it that way.
Yeah, sales plants.
And watch your head down there.
Yeah.
We had a thunderstorm a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
it just whoa. You can see that one bow right above your head, how it's
Yeah.
bent.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Oh yeah, it did a number. Wasn't very nice of it.
Yeah.
First impression, you OPN. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN. Take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up. Need to deep breathe, heart and complications. Open up. Need to reread our conversation. Got me contemplation over our situation. Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that hot road and hop in. open up, open. Cold as ice and Coca-Cola. Open up.
So are you guys going to have your cactus collection starting?
I
starting.
think
Yeah.
we're gonna start. You guys,
Start.
you're gonna get us into a cacti addiction.
Yeah. Just don't blame me.
A addiction.
If one of you get into
It
trouble.
was.
I've had 2 addictions in my life. One is gold mining.
Oh,
the other
interesting.
is growing cactus.
Oh.
Wow.
My mom was actually considering picking up a Mayan like a long time ago. Remember that? What was that in Nevada? I forgot where.
Well, I dredged the rivers,
Ah.
Oh.
That's
so
cool.
it wasn't hard
That's fun.
rock.
Yeah.
Placer.
Because there's a lot.
The size of a dining room table I took out,
Oh.
what was it, $28,000 in 2 hours.
Oh.
And
Where are they now?
sold it years ago. Years and years and years ago.
Dogs in general? Wow.
Seed trays, I spread it around the parent plants because I get better germination.
Oh, okay.
Come over here and I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
Oh. When are you flying back?
October 19th.
Oh, well, you ought to take this and hug it on the plane.
Oh my
Take it home
god.
with you.
I wish I can though.
I grew it from seed.
This one?
Yeah,
Wow, so for how long?
the 2 of them. I don't know, it's been years.
Wow.
I don't even know how tall they are. Probably, what?
5
pushing-
feet?
Pushing 5 or 5.5
Yeah,
feet,
5.5,
something like
yeah.
that. Oh, the ones that you saw over there, here's one that's open, you see.
Oh, that's very nice.
So this is the good stuff, huh?
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
the Ariocarpus.
Yeah. The plants bloom, but they don't make seed buds till next year.
These are the real ones right here.
Oh, okay.
Late spring, early summer. Then the ants come in.
Okay.
I always thought it was mice, but I discovered it was ants, and they're hauling the seed everywhere.
Okay.
So I got out here and I take pieces of tag like this, and I put sugary poison on it.
Ooh.
And what happens is, you know, I dot them around here and there, and the ants say, "Oh, here's easier food. We like this." And so they drop the seed wherever. Now, looky here. Look at all the seedlings in there.
Wow, it's just filling the pot, right?
Yeah, those are ones that I haven't taken out yet. Here's one here that's bigger, and you see the same thing in other pots too.
Very nice. So you have a lot of Ariocarpus here. You've grown that since then? 60, 50 years ago?
Well, some of these are a lot older than that, like that big Lloydii back there. I'm gonna guess it's probably at least 150 years old.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can see where it's green.
Yeah?
That's after I got it, because I give it acidic water, you see. Below is where it came out of habitat. Same with this, where that gray is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the calcium carbonate splashed up on it when it was in habitat. Somebody went down eons ago and dug these things up. Somebody bought it. Then I was working for a woman that had it, and she gave it to me. But you can see the same thing, like this plant here, you see. Now see, that came out of habitat a few years ago,
Yeah.
but since I
got it
got
here.
it, it's that green is showing it's growing. That green is also probably 8 or 10
Years?
offsets.
Offset? Yeah. Nice. Wow. And this ones, you just pull it out from where it has grown already?
Yeah, I
This
pot
one?
them every so often.
Yeah.
I just came from a show, last weekend?
Okay.
Anyway, Retusas about this size, they have obscene prices on them.
Yeah, obscene.
You know,
Obscene?
like $50, $60.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So if that is worth $50 or $60, what is that worth? Or that other one over there, that's a 12-inch pot that's in.
Yeah.
This is a 12-inch.
Yeah.
So what's your estimate, Keith?
Well, let's see. The only ones I saw one at auction that was probably like that one back there, go for 1,500.
Wow. This one?
Yeah, the one in the next to it.
This one?
Yeah, the greener one.
Greener
Oh, the
one?
greener one.
Yeah. And you know, like
This is-
these go for five. I saw one like this, 500. Yeah, unbelievable what some of these will go for.
This is clump like how many?
Yeah, see, this was collected. And do you know Bill Casey, Keith?
Yeah.
He brought it over.
Uh-huh.
And he patted himself on the back because he was giving me such a nice plant,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was a cow pie.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was flat.
Yes.
And so I pot it, and it slowly starts fattening up.
Uh-huh.
Now he's come over several times and he cusses a blue streak. Oh, you can grow these things so blankety blankety blank better than I can. Now the one right behind it there, you see, was a single-headed one from him. And the last time I counted, there was between 13 and 15 offsets coming on that. And that really upsets him.
Yeah. When it starts doing better than when he had it, yeah, that bothers him. Yeah, because since I've been following your instructions on watering, I've had really good growth.
The plants, plants
On-
appreciate it. The
yeah,
thing is, all it's doing is taking the city water back to
Yeah.
Mother Nature water.
Yeah.
So what's the watering technique?
You add acid or vinegar to the water.
You acidify, you take the pH down to 5.
And it is similar to rainwater.
Okay.
And so the plant responds way better, faster.
Is there like a formulation?
Oh, there he is. I add,
Or you just
just pour-
stick a
well, you could measure it, but
You
I
can
just
measure.
pour it, just one like that into 20 gallons. I don't
Okay.
even measure, I just,
You can use sodium bisulfate, it's better.
oh, okay.
Now see, this plant, a woman bought it from me about 15 years ago. For her health, she had to move up to Washington State. about 2 years ago, and she says, "Can I bring them back?" Sure. It hadn't grown at all.
Yeah.
But since I got it back, you see, this is
Yeah,
about
the
2
innings.
years of green growth.
Right.
So it shows what acidic water does, you see.
Yeah.
And the thing is, area carpets are super slow growing, right?
Yes.
No,
No. they're
No?
not.
no, not when you give them acidic water.
Yeah.
And what I also do is I give them a weak solution of fertilizer every time I water.
What fertilizer do you use?
I use ammonium sulfate and 20-20-20.
20. Okay. In what dosage?
Comes out of my dosatron over here.
Ooh, okay.
I have a tank that has concentrate in it, and the concentrate is then diluted 100 to 1.
100 to 1.
So 5 gallons makes what? 500 gallons.
Oh, okay.
Elton, I'm going.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
I was down in Arizona many years ago, and there's a guy down there that called Arizona Transporter.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does or did would be where people are getting ready to build a house or something, he'd go out and dig up the cactus that are there. And he had these plants right here, which are Cactus, like that one. And they were just little things. And he wanted about $10 a piece for them. And I talked to him for a little while. Then I got the whole bunch of them for, I think it was $4.
Wow. Are you going to give it to me for $4?
Look at the buds here.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of these were blooming a couple days ago. I see Hinton Eye is going to be blooming today.
Yeah.
I don't know if that Cacti's or that
This one?
Fissuratus
Yeah.
will open or not.
Looks
The
like
thing,
it
the
will.
thing that I don't know,
A
you
couple
see,
of more days.
Fissuratus is supposed to be flatter like this, whereas Lloydii is more rounded.
Mm.
And with David Hunt being the idiot that he is, he says, "Oh well, there's no difference between Lloydii and Fissuratus." So people get out here and they
Yeah, they
cross
start
them.
missing. Yeah.
And then what do? You end up with hybrids. Because if you look at this, see, here's the fissure coming down here, but you look here and the wool only comes part way, which is indicated by Lloydii. So this looks to me like it could be a cross between Lloydii and Fissuratus.
Are these two the same?
Yep. And that. See the rounded and taller shape of them.
Yeah.
And don't know where this one's going, but this looks like it's a Lloydii. You can see the fissure does not come all the way to the end.
To the end. Yeah.
It all grew very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And so about maybe 12, 14 years ago, I up-potted all the ones that needed it, and I knew I would never again have to up-pot. Along comes acidic water.
Yeah.
I have had to up-pot 4 or 5 times on some of them.
Yeah.
Now, like those trigonus there, you see,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are 12-inch pots.
Yeah.
What am I going to do next? 14s?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this retusa back here is going to go up more. And probably not get too much wider. But let me see. I think this one here is trying to go crested in the back.
Yeah.
You can see that that's going multi-headed. This is
Yeah.
going multi-headed.
Right.
That one's going multi-headed, and it looks like it may be trying to want to go crested. You just never know what they're going to do.
But this one seems to be more globular.
That is don't set your rear end down on me, or you shall surely rise. This I believe is a hybrid.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the tubercles, it kind of looks something like Cultivation. But then you look at it a little closer, and it looks like Fissuratus. So who knows? And when it blooms, it has real nice, beautiful pink flowers.
Pink flowers. It says on the label it's a monstrose.
Well, it is kind
Yeah.
of. Now you see this? This plant here was about this size. Oh, what? Last spring. Now, now it's got to be potted.
Okay. So when you
That shows
uppot,
how fast they're growing.
they're growing with acidic water, right?
Right.
Is it only for Ariocarpus, or you can use it for the
Everything.
everything?
I do it for everything, and it's made a big difference.
The mother-in-law used to come up, and I have some 20-gallon pots over there, and she'd plant tomato plants in it every year.
Mm-hmm.
And with acidic water, we got maybe 1 or 2 tomatoes, if we were lucky, off of half a dozen or 8 or 9 plants.
Yeah.
So then I got out here and I says, well, if the acidic water is good for the cactus, maybe it's good for the tomato plants.
Mm-hmm.
We had tomatoes everywhere. We were throwing tomatoes away.
Wow. Okay.
We had, when it rains, it's acidic
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You give the plants acidic water and they thank you.
Yeah. Right.
That crested one there, Keith, that cuts by on us,
Oh yeah.
not too long ago, it was about the size of that offset that's on the end of it.
Wow.
So is there a specific type of vinegar? Does it have to be apple cider or?
No, just regular old white vinegar.
White
or
vinegar?
sodium bisulfate,
Mm-hmm.
because sodium bisulfate, when it comes in contact with water, it turns into sulfuric acid.
Right.
So I use sodium bisulfate.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same 100 to 101 ratio. Yeah.
That-
Sure.
that's
That's for the
different.
fertilizer. Yeah.
In the tank, you can see the tank right through the window there, you see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It pumps out of that. The dosatron hanging over there on the wall mixes it.
Okay.
And I have it set to 100 to 1.
100 to 1.
Now, I have a barrel, well, like this barrel, the sodium bisulfate is much better. I used to use liquid sulfuric acid, and the wife always complained because I had holes in my shirt and pants. Now, you use sodium bisulfate, and it's granular like sugar or salt,
Mm-hmm.
and you can handle it and all that stuff, you see, and you don't get holes eaten in your hands and stuff.
Right.
But mix it in the water and the whole pH nosedives.
Yeah. So it has to be pH 5? Or...
What I did is I went online and there's a map of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows the pH of rainfall all across. Well, I ignored the eastern part of the United States because they have their coal-fired power plants, and they get acid rain, which kind of kills the forest, you see, because it's way too acid. So I went from the east side of Texas up, and I averaged out all the pHs on the west side. And you go up Texas, it's like 4.7, 4.7, 4.8, 4.7, and you go on up, and you get up in the mountains of Wyoming and Colorado, and it's in the 4s and the very low 5s. You keep on going around. The highest pH was up here in Woodland, and that was 5.6.
Okay.
All the rest of them were down at 5, 5.2, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, something like that. So when I averaged it out, it came out at 5.
5 came up, right? So sorry, Ethan, for that 14 gallons, that's 1 tablespoon, right? Yeah. Wow. So how often do you water them? Like once a week or once every 2 weeks?
For that size pots over there, I try to water once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Bigger ones, you spread it out a little bit more. Smaller ones, you try to hit it a little more often. This is all my graft stock.
Ooh, so you also do grafting?
Yep.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
You want to see some?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go this way.
I thought that's only Thailand, Manila concept.
No, they've been grafting all the
This ones, they are gonna go crazy with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those sell for so outrageous.
Yeah.
Well,
My
the
wife
single
was-
heads sell outrageous in
Yeah.
Southern California.
Yeah, $60.
$60.
Unbelievable what big is.
Single head down Southern California, I hear it going as much as 100.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, my wife was actually really.
Now you see, I have, well, you can see on that piece of metal there, there's 137 gallon, then 165, and this is just a little over 137 gallons.
Yeah.
That's concentrate.
Okay.
Like 5-6 bags of fertilizer and stuff, and then
Oh, wow.
then about probably 3-4 gallons, something like that, of sodium bisulfate. And
Oh, wow.
I mix it all up. That's why I have this ore there. You see, I stick it down in there.
It's like you're boating.
Around. Then, in order to see if I have it right or not, I take the hose from in here and I stick it on something here, and I have it shooting off over that way. And I sit there and take a pH of it until I get it correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I get it down at 5, then I say, okay, it's good.
Interesting. 5. So that's the pH level. That should be okay.
Yeah, that's
And he's saying that's also the same pH you can use for vegetables.
everything.
Yes, everything.
Because it's
Everything.
that's what Mother Nature
Because it's
gives.
rainwater pH.
Natural.
Okay. So that's your...
This is sodium bisulfate.
Okay.
You get it wet, and it becomes sulfuric acid.
Oh.
And then you thin it down with more water to get the acid or the.
And then you thin her down
Oh, that one's cool.
so that you get the correct pH. Yeah, these with the rubber bands on, I just did up not too long ago.
Okay.
This gal from San Jose had these, and I told her, I says, if you want them to grow faster, cut it off and leave part of that Myrtillo cactus and graft it.
Yeah.
So she says, "Here, you do it, and then I'll buy it back from you."
Yeah.
Buy it back from me? It's her plant, for
Yeah.
Pete's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one.
That is a variegated
Ariocarpus,
Ariocarpus
yeah.
scaphrostris.
Right. And then this one.
It's like a
That's a
rabbit.
Gymnocalycium, I don't know what they call it.
The rabbit.
This is the Tubernicarpus, right?
So cool.
No,
Or which one was this one? The one that
it's Takium.
Polyciophora acelliformis.
ooh.
I'll follow you. I have a hard time walking.
These guys love their music too, huh?
It's the pits, turn it off. Then you turn it back on. Now some guy was over in this field and he had a short wave. And the radio that I had out here, it was interfering with it left, right, and center. So I thought, I just wonder if that's him that's broadcasting. So I went over there and he says, "Yep, that's me."
Oh, that's interesting.
So he brought
Oh,
over
wow.
this other radio, the one that's on top of the other one.
Yeah.
And he could get out there and broadcast and it wouldn't mess up. But
That's interesting.
when the power goes off, I have to diddle around with it to get the music back on, so I just leave it on 24 hours a day.
There you go. I'm pretty sure your plants are appreciating the music.
Well, at least I do anyway. I don't know if they do or not.
Oh, look at this guy.
Here's yellow right here.
Ooh.
That's true. Lofo. Never seen one.
Will that even live?
Well, it is. Looks like it's growing.
Hey, when I put that on there, it was about the size of a 22 pellet,
Oh, wow.
22 caliber pellet.
Oh,
This
nice.
one?
Sprouted.
This is not allowed here, right?
So I decided
Yeah, well.
I don't have any of those. What you're photographing there is Turbinicarpus nuda.
That's,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Then I did a couple more there. The one in the front doesn't look like it's doing too good, but it may hang on.
Yeah. Fight for life.
Well, I can only keep my fingers crossed. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting thing. Do you do grafting?
No,
Yeah.
no. This is like my first, I'm
Exposure to
not
cactus.
exposure to cactus actually. I mean, I remember this in high school, but I've seen a lot of the plant life in cacti.
Yeah.
But
You see this plant?
it's interesting.
You see this plant?
Mm-hmm.
See this?
Mm-hmm.
This is the bottom from that head.
Oh,
This is the bottom from that head. So
Mhm.
you cut it off, you graft the top, then you say, I wonder. So you flip it upside down. See, this is this area right here. That's where I cut it off the mother plant.
and it grows.
And what it
Oh,
does
wow.
is it
Yeah, you got two pieces.
Yeah.
So you just flip it over.
grows.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Some of them don't do that, but I've discovered that, say like
Reverse graft.
Yeah.
an offset about this high,
Yeah.
if you take, say, that much of the top, then you got that much of the bottom, then you can flip it over.
Uh-huh.
It'll usually grow. If you come this way,
Yeah.
I'll show you.
The hell?
Ethan,
Okay.
Elton, yeah.
Okay, now, see, this is Pedicactus knowltoni. Here's Pedicactus knowltoni. These were tops that were grafted. That is a bottom that was grafted. Here's Strombocactus disciformis. This is a bottom that was grafted. That's a bottom. This is a bottom. That's a bottom. So, you get out here and you graft instead of throwing the bottom away. Save it.
Right. These are myrostigmas, right? Astrophytum?
Yeah, it's
Crested?
astrophytum, but it's an Onzuka.
Anzuka.
Now you see this? These area carpus.
Yeah.
Those have only been grafted probably 3 months.
Wow. It looks variegated.
And when I grafted it, it was smaller than these heads right here.
Oh wow.
Oh.
3 months sprout.
Yeah, this one is very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you selling that?
Nope, not yet. I took it off of one of these, you see.
Taking my chances, Keith.
But you stick them. See, on this, I don't know how old this is, but that's all the bigger it is, you see, because it's on this stock.
Right.
You take Trichoceros spacianus, which is a fast-growing stock,
Mm-hmm.
and the plants grow fast.
That's interesting.
What about this one?
That's a seedling.
Yeah. Are you selling that?
No.
Why?
What would you do with it?
That's the smallest I can get. That's the biggest I can get to the Philippines, you know? Because I'm just going to wrap it with
What is that?
Foil.
this one.
You can't get them this big? Or like this?
No, I mean, I can't bring home something very obvious,
Oh.
though, so.
You have to put it in your underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet that would feel good. See these here?
Yeah.
These area carpus? They've only been grafted about a month.
Oh, that's fast.
And they're already 3 times bigger than what they were when I grafted them. See, this is a multi-headed one. And
And
these
variegated, too.
these were about the size what these were when I grafted them.
Okay.
Then there's Ortegocactus mcdougalii, you see,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and they kind of go apey over that.
Yeah, that's the popular plant right now.
I stuck $60 on it, and one person grabbed 2 of them
Yeah,
on setup day.
yeah.
So it's also seasonal here, like depends on which plant you're gonna throw out in the market and see how
Yeah.
they're gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, what I do is on rare things, say like mcdougalii, pseudopectinatus or aceliformis or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'll only take maybe 1 or 2
Okay.
to the show and see how they do. Because what I do is I slap $60 on them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Now
And then
these,
you'll see if they're gonna take it or not.
these I slap $100 on.
This one?
Yep.
Wow.
Which one? This right here?
Yeah.
Pygmaeoceras densiculatus. For years and years, nobody had any except me. And I've sold a couple of them.
Cool. These detops here are growing perfectly. Very big ones.
Yeah, but some of the newer ones that I got in did not like the heat of the summer, and so they croaked,
Mm,
which is, to me, very highly irritating.
Yeah, yeah. To say the least.
You know what this is?
no. Wilcoxia.
Wilcoxia
Wilcoxia.
schmollii crest.
Ooh.
Some guy brought these over and gave them to me. Told me what they are, but I couldn't remember.
So with your 60 years.
Echinoceros lindsay,
Mm-hmm.
which are kind of rare.
Ooh.
How many do you have?
Oh my gosh.
You have hundreds of them?
Not of this one.
red.
Yeah.
They have obscene prices on
That's
Fred.
another one that's going crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One about this big was $50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I says, they got to be crazy. I
And-
gotta propagate these.
Yeah. And then if it's got the more red it has, the higher the price.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you get? Oh, you're in the tray. No wonder. Never get old. Your brain
Yeah. Yeah.
goes off and leaves you at home. Aztecium ritteri.
Ooh, yeah, let's take them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the root on that.
Yeah.
It makes a kind
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
tuberous caudexy type root
Yeah.
on the
Which one?
The Weber eye.
Ah, this one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until a few months ago when I started to repot mine. I says, "What the world?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you're not too fan of hybrids?
Well, I don't like hybrids.
Hmm?
I got, what is it, Escobaria adiba, or however it's pronounced. A friend of mine gave it to me in the spring, and it was grafted on Myrtillo cactus, and the Myrtillo cactus started rotting from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut it off and left about that much of the Myrtillo cactus on it and grafted it. Now the plant's nice and big
Oh.
and beautiful.
This one looks good too.
Yeah, that's a Weberite too.
And
And
this one, what's
these
Ubuntu
are
is
forms of Weberi.
this? Okay.
This is Bacillus, I think. It has a tag here.
Mm.
I think it's
Bacillus, yeah. Silver.
Yeah, Silver Peak, or from Silver Peak.
Mm.
This is Trellisii. That's from Kern County.
It looks just like the same.
Yeah. Well, if that was out in habitat, you would see that it has real long clusters of spines, whereas Bacillus is almost naked.
Oh yeah. This one.
In habitat, they don't get much bigger than about that.
Ooh.
In cultivation, they'll get bigger. Grafted upside down, and this is the upside down part.
Oh,
But
that's
it-
taken over.
Instead of it offsetting like this is doing or whatever,
Mhm.
this started offsetting right at the very base like that, and every bit of this growth has come from underneath,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of that was different for me
That's
to
why
see.
the original is already tilted like that.
Yeah, right. In fact, it's detached, I think, from the graft stock. You take this off and you graft it,
Mm-hmm.
and in 2 or 3 months you will have,
You'll have this one.
this or like that.
You could just sell it to me, and then I'll make a nice pot for it.
Then it
There you
just keeps
go.
getting bigger
Yeah,
and
yeah,
bigger. You take this apart and you take off, say, 40 or 50 heads,
Mhm.
and the first thing you let them grow to about like this, and you slap 650 on them.
Wow.
So you figure 650 times, say, 40.
40.
Then you say, oh, that's a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I'm getting greedy in my old age, you see. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so
This is Mammillaria slavenii.
Very nice. You got the seeds too.
I grew these from seed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at Turbini carpus blooming.
Oh. You got a bouquet here.
These plants, I had them, they were about this big. Well, not like this, but throwing an offset now and then. And my son was here, and we put them on, is it eBay or Amazon? eBay?
Probably eBay.
Wherever it is that you sell. I was selling them for $9.50,
Wow.
and then when they started to offset, I put $12.50 on it.
Ooh, nice.
So we put it on eBay. I went from having a couple of pennies in PayPal to over $7,000 in a couple of months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I says,
I'll
you've
do
got to
it.
be kidding.
I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I need to get back to it, but I'm too lazy. Or let's put it this way. I'm technically too stupid
Why is that?
because I don't know the
The tech side?
Online.
Yeah, the tech side of it.
Yeah, you can definitely sell these in the masses over Craigslist. These are definitely Craigslist type things. Amazon, I'm pretty sure you can. I wonder if you can sell.
Amazon, Etsy.
Yeah.
Mm.
OfferUp is also another spot
Yeah,
that you can
yeah.
probably do it.
Or the black market, which Kita is doing.
Yeah.
I was helping this woman with her plants, and she had that two-headed phelo back there, and she says, that thing is so ugly. I says, I don't think so. She says, take it.
Yeah.
So at that time, the heads were maybe like this
Yeah.
instead of like that.
Can you say it's ugly right now?
It all depends on who it is that's looking at it. Beauty's
No,
in the eye of the beholder.
I'm telling you to
Not
tell me it's ugly,
not.
so that I'm just gonna take it.
This is my Sulca Rebudia table.
Oh my gosh.
But then there's Rebudias on it too. Look at that, Heinzii. Heinzii is such a beautiful plant.
That's interesting.
I do not like hybrids. But here is one,
But here's one.
Carnival. And look at the beautiful flower on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And in the springtime, the whole plant is just hidden underneath flowers.
Which one is this?
That's Erinacea.
Hmm.
There's quite a few Erinaceas in here.
It's crested. It's monstrous.
It's everywhere.
everywhere.
It's goofy.
Oh my gosh. Kit, you're missing this? Right behind,
What happened?
right beside
Yeah,
you?
right beside me.
Oh, you ought to sit in the springtime. I kid you not. Sometimes
Yeah, in
you
the
come
spring,
out
yeah,
and
listen.
you can hardly see any of the plants. There's so many flowers.
Aw.
Awesome.
Do you know Sulca Rebudia
Mm-hmm.
rauschii?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What color is the flower?
It's like a color's the
Purple?
flower on that. Yeah, it's kind of a purplish. I
Yeah,
don't know.
fuchsia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one that is red and yellow
Huh.
flower.
Oh.
Super, super rare.
Which one is that? Can you show me?
Well, there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's a couple of clusters or clumps back down that way.
So you're saying this group doesn't have the same flowers?
These are Rauschii.
Yeah?
I have not seen all of them
All of the
bloom
flowers.
yet.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But I took offsets off the ones, the parent plants down there, and I put those here, so that's why they're marked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Violet or red with yellow.
Ooh, gotcha.
Red and yellow. Okay.
This monkey tail. You also call it monkey tail here?
No.
What do you call it
You
here?
use a
doesn't do
common
common
name
name.
like that, there's a dozen of them that you can call monkey tail.
We also have rat's tail there in the Philippines.
Well, the rat tail is that,
This guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like dreadlocks.
Hey, watch what you call my plants. Ooh, how do you like this nice clump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at
cluster is
that.
amazing.
It's like under the sea in the camera.
Oh, I hope it doesn't round the camera.
That's cool.
Look at that.
Now, the parent plants that have the red and yellow flowers are those two down there.
These ones.
Okay.
Or is there three? Maybe there's three.
There's red and yellow here, and there's red and yellow here. There's two, and then the violet with
So it
yellow.
might be four that are red and yellow flowered. I gotta propagate it. And then they'll sell for, you know, a couple pretty pennies. Oh, yeah, like
You have a lot here.
$50 gold pieces or something, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, carpus over there. I figured that they're at least 2,500 to 3,000 or more.
Yeah. But the ones that's why I'm saying you have a crazy collection here.
That's because I'm crazy. Well, I am. Now, see, this is how I propagate. If something has a lot of offsets, I take them off. These things, I had a whole tray of those things, what, a year and a half ago, and they all sold. Now, you see, these are Oroya minimas, and right over there, there's more Oroya minimas ready to go up into 3.5-inch pots. Then I can slap $650, $750, or something like that on it and sell them.
So
Hey Elton, what's crest is that?
That is Gymnocalycium saglioni.
that's a gymno?
Yep, Gymnocalycium. You do know what a Gymnocalycium is, don't you?
Yes. There's a lot of that in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot there, but nothing really mature
Yeah.
and old like some of these. They're all
Well, some of these I've been growing for, what, 50 years or more.
yeah.
It's almost like Pampalea.
Yeah, look at this one down here.
Oh, a yellow flower behind you there.
Yeah. What is this one?
Anthocalycium glaucum.
Is that the one that we did?
I think so.
See these, Keith? Parent plants are in there. They'll throw lots of
Yeah, little
offsets,
pups
little
around,
tiny
yeah.
offsets off. And here's some that should have been in there already. Here's the next batch coming along, and they grow pretty fast. Look at you can put 10, 12 bucks on them.
Yeah. Great.
It's fun.
Yep. And make a little money.
That's Baldianum? No. Gymnocalycium baldianum?
This is Coryphantha
Coryphantha
elephantides
elephantides.
Oh, okay.
with a semi-white flower.
Okay.
So you just start breaking the pups off, and then
Yeah, you just pop them off like these.
Yeah.
You see.
okay.
You ever heard of Mammillaria schumannii globosa?
Mm-mm.
You ever heard of Mammillaria schumannii?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, here's schumannii.
Yeah.
See, and there's schumannii.
Mm-hmm.
Globosa, oh, that's a wonderful plant. In fact, you should see it.
All right.
But that means we have to take a walk
All right. Well, I don't mind walking if you don't
back
mind.
this way. And in fact, well, I'll have to show you. If you want to see how crazy I am, you say.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go and do that, walk down there and
Okay. Oh.
you're gonna run out of
Memory.
Yeah.
We get to the good
I-
stuff back here
I suppose, yeah.
on the left.
Ooh.
totally covered with flowers.
Yeah.
You only see a piece of plant here and there.
Yeah.
He wanted that thing so bad that he didn't get out here and said, "I'll give you 5,000.
Yeah. Price wasn't right.
Ooh. Are you going to take this one off or no?
No, I'll probably leave it on there. But those over there I took off of here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Look how dark pink that is.
Mm-hmm.
And here you got very light pink. And some of these other ones, when they're blooming, it's a real light yellow.
Gotcha. Someone's poking me at the back.
Hey, I did not do it.
All right, Elton.
Oh my gosh. This one. Oh my gosh. How many offsets you have here? Like 100?
I don't know, count them. How many's here? This one
Yeah,
has
start
more, I
counting,
think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is Cespitosa. I don't know if that's Cespitosa or not.
This one?
This, I think, is Cespitosa.
I only know the Williamsy.
Oh, these are Turbini carpus nuda.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna.
11 1/4 inches.
That's what about
Last
6?
time I measured,
6,
one of
7?
the spines was, what was it, 7,
Yeah.
7.5 or something like that.
Huh.
It needs to be stood up and repotted and
Yeah, that'll be a job there.
oh yeah, and then some. Lutzenbergia principus. Lutzenbergia principus that throws offsets.
Yeah, the pupping one. Is that just a freak or is it just?
I don't know.
Huh.
Some people call it Cespitosa.
Yeah.
What's he call that violet-bodied sulco?
Yeah.
And what's he do? He throws, what is it, for a single head? It's
20,
what,
$25.
20,
22.50. Yeah, somewhere in there.
I've seen him have a 27.
Yeah.
So should I bleep some of the discussions we have here?
Yeah, you're showing it in the Philippines. They're not doing that.
Don't go running over to Muncasey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you want to see a Mammillaria globosa,
All right, let's go.
this is Arthroceras microsphericus.
Uh-huh.
Flat, wide leaves.
And this is how it grows, just like that, and segment keeps those segments like
and
that.
jointed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had them in hangers
I bet this one
and
is
decided
growing
to
just like.
take it out.
It's an inverted growing.
Yeah.
Inverted growing technique.
Method.
Oh, that thing fell off, so I says, "Here, stay there."
Yeah.
Now, see, here's
This-
one
what's
I
this
had
one?
in a hanger. That's a whale's tongue.
Oh.
I had this one in a hanger, and when I started to put it in a pot, all the branches kind of come off, but now you can see
Yeah, all
it's
the new growth.
starting to grow.
Right.
New. So I decided I'd stick these things in
Let 'em
bowls
sprawl,
and
yeah.
let them sprawl out.
Yeah.
Anywho, you don't know Mammillaria shimanii globosa?
Maybe if I see it, not by name, I don't know it.
Look,
Look at all. Oh wow.
look at that. Look at that. Let the cameraman in. He might
Oh
want
yeah.
to take
Yeah.
a
Oh
picture.
yeah. Get the cameraman.
Because he's going to be jealous.
Wow.
Now see, it's like these thelos down here.
Uh-huh.
I can stick these in seed trays,
Uh-huh.
and I'll get a few up. But if I spread the seed around the parent plants, then look what happens.
Huh.
They choke themselves. So now I've got to get out
Yeah, I
here.
know. I was looking at this.
Yeah, that split open
That's
many
awesome.
years ago.
Yeah.
The kind of fasciolo cactus, Coptonogonus.
That's another one you could sell to me.
Coptonogonus?
More
This
for the,
one,
More
this
for the
one.
shape. Just
Yeah.
You know Ron Harris?
Mm-hmm.
He, I had a thelo cactus that did that, but what it did, it kept growing right on over like this.
Yeah.
And so it looked like a turtle shell.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to have it. I says, no, I don't want to sell. He had to have it. So he had it for a little while.
Yeah.
Then it died on him after a while. I think he repotted it and then he waters it real quick.
Yeah.
Look at the size of these heads.
I
on
know.
this.
That's
Yeah.
a giant.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than a tennis ball.
What is? See? Yeah.
Oh, look at the size of that one.
So big. Especially the one in your back, though.
You did what?
The one at the back, they're bigger.
Yeah, but I'm sitting down.
No, I'm not saying that you
If
have
I
to
had
go,
get
Elton.
up and look at it,
Respect. He's resting.
I gotta rest my leg. Or
Yeah.
something on my rear end.
Kid,
or
have you
something.
seen this one? This crescent one, the big here?
Yeah. That.
Yeah, that's a golden barrel.
Your kind of cactus there.
Wow, Grisoni?
Yeah. I don't know. This head here these heads here look to be bigger than this.
Oh, yeah.
They're the same plant.
Okay.
In fact,
And
I
you
think
split them?
I think I took one off and got them started like these here. You see.
Right.
But when
Okay.
the conditions are right, you water. They say, "Yeah, it's springtime," and they start to bloom.
Ooh.
And so, like Globosa over there, it just got through blooming about probably 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even see the plant. Look at Insularis there.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, that's Mammillaria insularis.
Mm.
And they're the ones who looks like they have a crown, right?
At times.
Yeah.
Except when it's a clump like that, then you can't really see
You can't see the
you know.
crown.
Then this plant, to get one of those, and I looked for it for years and years and years, took me 40 years to get one of those.
Which one?
Wow.
Those. You never see those
Ooh.
for sale.
Oh, really?
Never.
Mathahuliensis, or however it's pronounced.
Mathahuliensis?
What?
Mathahuliensis?
Is that how you pronounce
Oh, I don't know.
it? The Mexican state of Mathahulia or something like that. Took me 40 years to get one of those.
Do you have any of those in smaller pots?
That's cool.
Saleable pots?
I've got a couple in expensive pots.
Expensive kitoi pots.
No, it's in a plastic pot, but
It's expensive.
they're hard to come by.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I said, you never see them.
Now this thing here, a couple weeks ago, this was covered in flowers. Now this is an insularis.
Mm-hmm.
That's an insularis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at this, you will see that it has long central spines.
Mm-hmm.
Now down in Baja, I think that insularis and tetra and sistra will flower about the same time, and I think something cross-pollinates them.
Gotcha. And then you got that
And
one.
I think that this is a hybrid,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're calling it insularis. I think it's a hybrid between insularis and tetra and sistra.
Mm-hmm.
And the flowers are much bigger. They're pink. You see, those are real light pink. This
Mhm.
this over here, when
Darker
it blooms,
ones?
is about the color of those bulii. Bulii is also from Baja. Oh, and just in case you hadn't noticed, you see the Areocarpus seedlings down there?
Yeah.
Those are ones that I took out from underneath.
The one you do with the ants.
Yeah, and then there's a whole lot more in there too.
Oh my gosh.
See these cotton tops,
Mm-hmm.
Coryphanthus?
Mm-hmm.
They did not have that cotton top until I removed it from the parent plant, rooted it down, and all of a sudden it's throwing out all this cotton and
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
looking beautiful.
Yep. That's awesome.
Now here's something you don't see too often. This is Thelocactus phymatothelus, a clump of it. Usually they're single heads like the one behind Keith over here, you see.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Notice the seedlings around that big one also.
I see that. Tricks.
See, this is getting ready to bloom again.
Mm-hmm.
Now occasional flowers.
Then you got the fruit there. So you just, do the seeds like that?
Yeah, when it dries out and all that stuff, I'll spread the seeds around. Let them do their thing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Sorry. You compare the two, you see.
Okay. And then this one is more straight, right?
Right. These are kind of twisted and
Right,
contorted.
right.
And look at down there and look at the seedlings.
So even the spines go monstrous. It's not the
Okay,
actual
all
plant itself.
these here, plus a couple more, were all out of the same seed pod. But this one here grew like this. This one was only this big around, while these were this big. It grew slow, and everybody that comes in here, they want it.
Yeah.
I say, no, keep your hands off it, but they want it.
Were you able to get it bloom and get some seeds from there? Not yet, huh?
This one has, well, it looks like it tried to bloom there, you see, but I got seeds on these other ones, you see. Horizonthalonius variety Nicolai will offset from the base, and you can see that that's an offset,
Mm-hmm.
even if they deny that it even happens. Now I had another one there, and what happened is that an offset broke out from way down low, and it tipped it over, tipped it over, tipped it over. I stood it up a few times, but then I don't know if something got in underneath, but it started rotting it away, and but it was sitting right there. But it was about this tall.
Oh, okay.
It was
But
big.
how did it
beautiful.
get the hole though?
Pardon?
How did it get the hole? Just some insect or
No, it
overwater?
if you water it and it decides to grow real fast, then they will split.
They also split.
Or if you have a plant and you've been growing it super hard, then somebody else gets it and it takes off growing. The skin is so hard that it'll split as it's trying to expand.
Right, right. Not that big one though.
Oh, you don't want to buy it?
No. I will not be able to take it home. I can get this one and buy this one if you'll allow me though.
$2,000.
I can't take it home.
You think I'm kidding you, huh?
No.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's one of these.
This one.
Or
Oh.
these. But this is a crested one. Encephalocarpus strobiliformis.
It just decided to crest.
It's been like that for years and years and years, and it's a slow grower.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I can probably bring home if you're gonna sell it to me.
Seedling,
Yeah.
seedling,
Right.
seedling, seedling, seedling.
How many have there? Like 10?
Yeah.
One.
See that dot right there at the top of the tubercle? That's the seed pod.
Okay.
It's buried down inside of the plant.
Oh.
And if you want to get the seed out, you have to get super, 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 super fine tweezers and carefully dig them out. But you get out here and you water the plant, and every so often it spits out seed. They drop down, then they'll germinate and hopefully grow. Now, if you look here, you see here's some seedlings in that one too.
Right. Well, I didn't know I wasn't able to capture the last part of my conversation with Elton, but he is really one of a kind, like his collection. I had the best time, and hopefully I can come back soon. I hope the rest of the pictures will make you view this video over and over again. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel for more plant videos, nursery tour, and garden raids. Until the next vlog,